Shut up and sit down.
Howdy guys, Andy from Big Mac's Workshop Painting Studio, and it's White Dwarf time. So we've got a Demons of Slaanesh theme White Dwarf front cover. Really nice bit of artwork, and let's get straight into it. Here we go. So onto the contents. It is Aeronautica Imperialis, some Age of Sigmar, a bit of white 40k, and as always some of the contact from the front and all that sort of stuff. So fans paintwork. So what we have here is somebody's done a very cool jump pack Primaris captain in the Gravis suit, and alongside a small squad of Primaris intercessors. Nice work there, really nice, rich, deep red, and some interesting little writing alongside on the greaves as well. Very, very nice. Got a very cool squad of Castellan robots. It's good to see some of them. I don't like seeing them across the table from me because they are horrible, but nice paint job there. A lovely sword from the same guy who painted the Blood Angels. That sword is beautiful. I do like the colour choices. So, model of the month is a Vermin Lord. Yeah, I mean, what can you say? It's a Vermin Lord. There's a lovely Abaddon and a very, very nicely painted Guilliman as well. Both great figs, them too. I do fancy having another crack at Abaddon and trying to do a better job than last time round. So, Phil Kelly's talking about the worlds of Warhammer, and a little bit more information about which are about the background into the Age of Sigmar worlds, which are apparently almost all of which are completely true. So it's 40 strange truths of the worlds of Warhammer Age of Sigmar. So we have the Keeper Secrets. Obviously, you've all seen this new model by now, which is very, very nice. Loads of detail, really cool, kind of hermaphroditic or non-gender specific creature. Yeah, I mean, it's Keeper Secrets, Slaanesh. Things get weird. So, the rules of engagement. So, Jervis Johnson is talking about the creation design, as always, of more Age of Sigmar type stuff. So, let's what he's talking about. So, this time, the dreaded double turn, which is if I'm assuming somebody gets initiative back to back or that sort of thing. Generally, that sort of thing can ruin your day, as you know. So, Tome Celestial is talking about the host of Silesk, which is Slaaneshi demons, and I believe Silesk is that dude there. Or that one there. One of you guys will correct me. I'm not totally sure. Silesk, I believe, was the Demon Prince, but I could be wrong. And it's such a weird idea. Very cool, but really odd. Bit of information about the background of his battalion and his army. With some additional rules or backstory about his own forces and the various battles they've fought, and actually some rules as well on how to use his battalion with all the relevant war scrolls in so you can get the most out of it. So let's have a look at some of his abilities. So, Vengeance Unleashed from his personal host. They all have a common purpose rule. At the start of a battle, if the number of mortal units in the Celestian host is exactly equal to the number of demon units, you receive an extra D3 command points. If the total number of units in your army is more than 12, and the number of mortal units and in a Celestian unit is exactly equal to the demons, you get D6 instead. And Celeste counts as 2 units. He counts as 1 demon and 1 mortal for the purposes of that rule. When you receive depravity points, that sounds groovy. Because a friendly Slaanesh hero has inflicted a wound or a mortal wound, or has suffered a mortal wound or wound, you receive 2 depravity points instead of 1 if that hero is within 12 inches of your demon prince to do. And obviously you've got certain special rules. You can only have certain particular units. So, and now his war scrolls for his battalion. Okay, Brutal Tyranny. If there is one thing that the legend of Slaanesh has come to embody, it is a vengeance against the odds, taken in the name of spite, antipathy, and brutal tyranny. All mortal units in this battalion count as having a bravery characteristic of 10 as long as part of the army and on the battlefield. In addition, at the start of your hero phase, you receive 1 command point if Slaanesh is part of your army and on the battlefield. So, there you are. Extra command points and high leadership, just because he's there. It's a good start. War Scroll Battalion, Devout Supplicants. Favour of Slaanesh. The warriors of the Celestian host are held in special favour by Slaanesh, and he will often answer their prayers. So when you use Favour of Rona's Powers ability for the War Shrine, it's answered on a 2+ instead of a 3. The Vengeful Throng, Headlong Charge. The thunderous pound of iron-shod hooves shake the ground as this warband charges headlong towards a foe, all restraint lost to a thrill of imminent vengeance. Once per battle, at the start of your charge phase, you can say that this battalion will make a headlong charge. If you do so, you can attempt to charge with a unit from this battalion if it is within 18 inches of the enemy instead of 12, and you roll 3d6 instead of 2 when making the charge rolls for units from this battalion. In addition, after each unit from this battalion makes a headlong charge move, pick one enemy within 1 inch of that charging unit and roll a dice. On a 5+, the enemy unit suffers D3 mortal wounds at the end of a phase. Pretty cool. And there is a Soul Grinder detachment as well, using between 1 or 3 Soul Grinders. It's called Demon Steel Contingent. Vedettes. When Syl was bound to the Masters of a Forge of Souls, the toll of souls that was owed to earn Syl's freedom was not fully repaid. Rather than earning the enmity of the Masters of the Forge of Souls, Celeste brokered a new deal, agreeing that the vengeful alliance would forevermore include an elite contingent of the mightiest constructs created in the Forge of Souls, thus ensuring that the Masters would receive a portion of the souls taken by Celestian hosts forevermore. Okay. And they add 1 to hit for attacks made by Soul Grinders in the battalion, and add 1 to save rolls for the same unit. So, some pretty interesting rules. So now you've got your Demon Princey dude with the paint splatter. Interesting colour choices, because obviously it's Slaanesh and therefore a little bit weird. So we've got a Age of Sigmar based short story, which is from the perspective of Slaanesh and its enemies. So get to the back of that, and so we're continuing the ongoing theme of explaining the different realms of magic. So now it's the realms of heavens, also known as the celestial realm. So going on with that, they've got the standard paint splatter for the different realms for the bases, including marble, using the the celestial colours. Interesting choices. And obviously a little bit of an inspiration for you converting your characters as well. A Lizardman themed, Celestian themed army with obviously the typical toad. And on to 40k. So, and 40k, what we've got is Robin Cruddas talking about the design goals and philosophies behind creating 40k and the current edition. So he's talking about various different downtime and getting the getting the game to play faster and easier. And obviously, we have a short story. Again, it is a story based around chaos, but it's also got Sisters of Silence in it. Good to see Sisters of Silence. Obviously, they're not going to talk much. It's in the name. And Index Imperialis for Sisters of Silence. So let's see what's in here. A whole lot of information about the entire backstory, and obviously telling you where they come from and who they are and were. And they have their own army list. So got full data slates for the prosecutors, which are the ones with the bolt guns. They can target psychers when in range. Vigilators, which are the ones with the swords. Obviously they hit pretty hard. The Witch Seekers, which are the ones with the flamers. And obviously a Rhino as well. So let's see if we've got any rules. When resolving an attack made with a melee weapon and biomodel with this unit, you get rerolls to wound against psychers. This unit cannot be affected by psychic powers. When a psychic test or deny the witch test taken from any model, you subtract 1 from the total for each unit from your army within 18 inches, up to a maximum of 4. They can be, if you have null maidens, if you have an Imperial Warlord, excluding Fallen, you can include this unit in a Vanguard. If you do so, the HQ requirements are changed to 0 to 2 and command benefits are changed to 0. So you don't get any command points for them, but you can have them without any HQs. It's kind of a shame we didn't make a HQ choice for them. I thought it would be nice to have a null maiden captain of some kind, just basically allowing you to run a proper detachment. Points wise, they work out a base price of 10 points each. The Vigilators coming at 15. The Prosecutors base 10. And the Witch Seekers are a base of 16 as well. Null Maiden Rhino has taken a small points drop to come into line with the Space Marine one. So now base price of 65. Obviously paint splatter about the different chapters, if that's what you want to call them. I'm not sure what their formations are called. Card rays. So is what their squads are called. Okay. So some different paint and shoot methods for the various different card rays you can use, including some nice little variations on the themes. So Tale of 4 Warlords is the Warlords of Vigilus. So we've got Sam Pearson, James Gallagher, Mark Bedford and James Karch, and their ongoing armies of 40k. So what have we got? We have got Genestealer Cults or Tyranids, Chaos with Abaddon, of course, why not? Especially with the new Chaos models, they're great. Death Guard, and some very cool Plagueworks Crawlers. And unsurprisingly, Space Marines have turned up, and it is a Vanguard. So for Vanguard kill team, we've got some extra new rules for the various different units. So we've got new rules for the new Vanguard Marines for kill team. So Space Marines get a little bit more choice. They also have a full lieutenant available to them now. And as always, got some nice conversion hints and tips, bringing in the different items to make your models look a bit more interesting. It's got to be said, this new grenade thing looks a bit like a frisbee, so I'll be loath to use it on that point itself, because positioning that wrong, it will look like it's trying to throw a frisbee. So a couple of various different Reaver types. That's quite a cool conversion. The sniper with his weapon rested. Some Space Wolves. Yep, they are Space Wolves. And obviously some very shiny Dark Angels. An interesting colour choice. So from Beastgrave, or Warhammer Underworld Beastgrave, should I say, talking about the new factions in Beastgrave. Obviously you've got the Wood Elf type faction and Beastmen. Now these Wood Elves are very cool, got the kind of a centaur vibe going on, and I really like the idea of that. So in Blackstone Fortress, it is a new character by the looks of things. So you've got a new hero, a Orc freebooter, who doesn't want to have an Orc knocking about in any game, let alone Blackstone Fortress. And of course, as always, got some new missions as well. So on to the Golden Demon Winners Challenge, and as always, got some incredible stuff. Lovely Celestine using a nice use of the old Sisters of Battle, which will be sadly leaving us soon. And again, as always, we've got some more beautiful stuff for various different entries. Well, what can you say to some of these? Obviously, you've seen some of these before. The Emperor of Mankind. Wow, that is a nice idea. It looks very, very cool. Really nasty and grimdark. The transition on the from the dark to the light is really nice. Very subtle. And the overall winner was some kind of crazy diorama involving what looks like a Lord of Change porting in through the floor. Yeah, it just looks awesome. So, Black Library fiction. So we've got well, it looks like a story, but it's done in a very weird style. So I'm not sure if that's a short story or a game of some kind. I really don't know. Yeah. Warhammer Horror. I'm not totally sure what that is. It sounds very interesting. So, Aeronautica Imperialis Battle Report. Made by Jay Clare and Michael Bax. It looks like it's Imperium versus Orcs, which I believe are the only factions available at the minute. As always, I'm going to skip right to the end and go on to the new rules. So I've got a campaign with its own missions and things available for you guys who are interested in that. Also some a squadron makeup for the Imperial side of things. Very cool. So as always, I've got a few new characters for you guys available. Don't know if they come in the actual game or not, but it's nice to see that if they have produced their own stuff of a White Dwarf, it's nice to see that. Looks like a couple of fire racers, an orc and an Imperial dude. New rules for Necromunda in Assault on Precinct Fortress 17. This is a new scenario for the Necromunda game, which is 4 or 5 different scenarios for it actually. Good to see. So it's like a mini campaign, also usable as individual games as well, I suppose. And finally, I've got inside the studio some photos of the guys who work there and the stuff what they've been getting up to over the last few months. And there you have it. So next month is Beware the Inquisition. So obviously we're looking at the new releases for November, which is possibly Psychic Awakening, possibly the new Sisters of Battle. So going to see something involving, I reckon, the Ordo Hereticus at the very least. It could be maybe a potential for another army list from the Inquisition. That would be nice to see. A slightly updated one. And there you have it. That is October's White Dwarf. Bit of everything in there. So if you're Age of Sigmar or 40k, and even the other games as well, you're going to benefit a little bit from that. So thank you for watching this, and I've got obviously some thank yous to make. So huge thank yous to our patrons, the Orc Boys, Matt, Ludwig Hofbauer, Warren, D-Wack, Kit Lindquist, Atmos of Dawn, Mark and Dave. Thank you for supporting our channel. If you want to be, if you're interested in getting involved in supporting us on Patreon, please check out the link down below. We have a whole bunch of benefits, and it really does help us out. Also, thank you to the Outpost, which is our affiliate link. If you ever want to buy anything, check them out. They offer the standard sort of third-party discounts. Also, as a benefit to us, if you order anything from the Outpost through our affiliate link, we also get store credit at no cost to yourself, so it just helps us out a little bit as well. So thank you for watching us, guys, and I'll catch you on the next one. Ta-ra!